met lots and lots of inspirational people. So the great thing about being in academia and being in science is that you get to meet so many clever people. And so on a day-to-day basis, I meet lots and lots of smart people. So today I've met lots and lots of smart young women, which is also very nice. But when we think about inspiration, I would say that my supervisor was really inspirational. My PhD supervisor was a very prominent scientist. He also was a leader in that he was the Dean of the School of Pharmacy. He had written many books and many articles and was regularly invited to give talks abroad. But one thing that separated him out from other scientists and other very, very, I would say, successful people that I've met is he had a lot of empathy. He understood that when I was working for him, I was a single mum, and also, as well as being a single mum, I was a full-time PhD student. I had 3 young children. The oldest was 8, the youngest 1.5. And often we couldn't make ends meet. So I remember going to him and saying, look, it's not really working with, I need to get another job, I need to get a part-time job. And he said to me, you've got 2 full-time jobs, you've got a family, you're a single parent of a young family, and you've also got your work you have to do for me in the lab. I don't think there's space for a 3rd job, but what I can do for you is give you the money that you need. And he gave me a very small job that I could do in the evenings. It was all about researching different publications that had come out. And by giving me this job, I was able then to make ends meet. So I would say that he is someone who, for me, is really inspirational, because a lot of the successful people you meet are incredibly driven, incredibly focused on their career, their subject matter, to the exclusion of all else. They also live very narrow lives. Their lives are focused really on the laboratory or the workplace. And what you get with those kind of people is you find that they have very little interest in other people's lives. So the reason I find him inspirational is that he showed an interest in my life. He showed a willingness to help. And it's something I really will never forget. And I often say that if I didn't have him as a supervisor, I wouldn't have been able to achieve most of the things that I've achieved. Because at that crucial time, when it looked as if things were going completely belly up, he was able to help me. So, you know, I'm talking about a situation where my student stipend was £130. It sounds per week. It sounds amazing, amazingly small amount of money. That was about the norm. My rent was £100 a week, and I had a childcare bill of £48 a week. So it just wasn't working. I needed to have this extra job and this extra money. And in many ways, that's an example of one of the things he did. But he continued to support me in every possible way. Considering what I said at the beginning, that I hid the fact that I was a mother when I first met him. I wish I didn't now, but of course I was very fearful and I didn't really understand how he would take it. So he, for me, is, and I'll say his name, Professor Sandy Florence, incredibly inspirational.